Yeah, it's got some weight in it. I can tell that it's going to be a keeper, mate. Whoa!
Looks like it's shaking its head a bit. Could be a flatty.
Mate, this is pulling. Cold water tactics, what to do in winter. Hi, my name's Roger Osborne, and I'm blessed to be able to fish with my brother Jim again. So good when he's down. What do you reckon, mate?
I'm looking forward to it. Let's go get some fish.
Always super keen. We've both been fishing all of our lives, and in today's video we're going to share everything that we're thinking, show you the gear that we're using, and just explain our thoughts and teach you some things that you can do in winter when most people think that there's no fish. Stick around to the end for a free PDF download which will outline some vital keys from today's session. If you're enjoying my videos, you know subscription's absolutely free, so make sure that you like, subscribe and hit that notification bell. Let's get into it, mate.
Let's go.
Now we are going to go hunting for squirt worms. People also call them case worms, etc. And they are really a secret weapon in winter. They're very delicate, a very delicate bait, but they are a natural bait for whiting. So we're going to go for a look. They actually exist in most lakes and rivers along the New South Wales coast. It would be great to hear from you if you live in Queensland or South Australia, Victoria, WA, if you actually get squirt worms or case worms where you live as well. So I'm just going to look for the telltale signs, and we're going to spend a few minutes getting some bait. You know, I've been running some amazing beach fishing boot camps / training weekends over the last 18 months, where I get a bunch of people together and we spend quality time over 2 days learning everything about beach fishing and beach worming. If you'd like to join me in person on one of these camps, receive some one-on-one instruction, group instruction on everything around your beach fishing and worming, why don't you join us at the next weekend, which is near Foster on the New South Wales mid-north coast on the first week of September. I also run boot camps fairly regularly through the year, so if you can't make it in the first week of September, perhaps you might be able to join us on one of the other ones. I've had an amazing time meeting people, and so many people have really improved their fishing and learnt heaps from attending these weekends. So I hope to see you there. So we're going to walk out a bit, probably where it's a bit above our knees. You've got to pay a little bit of a price. This water is like ice, isn't it, Jim?
It's freezing.
It's flipping cold. Your whole core temperature goes down. It's amazing how cold it is in the lakes. When we were down at the beach yesterday, the water was much warmer in the ocean. So we're going to wander out.
Do you think maybe try for a couple of yabbies as well?
Oh, we could, yep. We just got to look for the right type of holes to find the squirt worms.
You've got to be gentle with these too, don't you?
Yeah, so if you just hold that there, I'm going to do 3 pumps.
Well, we definitely have worms.
Yeah, look, we can see quite a few worms actually. Just before they wriggle their way out, they try and get out of the sieve, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, you get them from the underneath side there.
Yeah, yeah. There's lots there. Wow. It's a green one.
Oh, wow. That's a worm and a half. It's just so hard to be as delicate as you want to be with them.
Try where you can to pick them up by the head.
Yeah.
And that's not always possible.
Obviously the thickest and strongest part.
Well, there's plenty here, Jimbo. Okay, we're going to head back in. Ooh, a couple of plovers. There's no mistaking the plovers.
I just don't like them when they dive bomb you on the golf course.
Yeah.
They think the golf balls are their eggs and they attack you.
So Jim and I just spent 5 or 10 minutes pumping a few worms. And the thing is with squirt worms, they're very delicate. They tend to break up and fall apart, but it doesn't really matter. All you need is pieces on your hook. You just need to fill up your hook with worm. It can be a whole bunch of little pieces. It doesn't matter, the fish love it. And today we're using our boat to get around, but my plan is just to find places out of the wind. I'm actually going to park the boat and we're going to fish from the shore. I'm just using the boat as a really transport to get me to places in the lake that are protected from the wind where I can fish from the shore. So we're going to head off.
Let's get into it.
Okay, mate. All right, let's do it. How good is this, Jim? It's just so beautiful.
It is starting to die off a bit, that wind, I think, too.
You know, we're fishing in the middle of the day. Well, you know, yeah, well, actually, it's 11 o'clock. So we haven't got up early this morning. I think we had 2 coffees before we left. Should have had 3.
You got to warm the cockles.
Yeah, so we're just actually fishing in the middle of the day in winter. No early start. Just going to relax, enjoy a beautiful place, and let the fish jump on our lines, and then have some delicious dinner. It'll be good.
Looking forward to it. A bit of fresh whiting for dinner would be amazing. So, and Roger's wife's a really good cook with fish. She's cooked a lot of it.
Yeah. And you know, like, it doesn't matter who. I mean, if Jim caught all the fish today, I'd be just as happy. I don't mind who catches the fish. It's just wonderful being out there catching fish and being with a friend or your brother.
Yeah,
you know, you just share the excitement with whoever you're with. It's epic. If I catch some fish, that's awesome. But it's not, you know, it's not about me catching fish. It's just about enjoying people's company.
Any fish is a bonus. It's about being out, getting into it and doing something, you know. If you've got a line in the water, you have half a chance.
Yeah, I reckon.
It is much more pleasant out of the wind.
Yep. I'll put these older worms just there, because what my thinking is that we're on a bit of a sandy point just here. It's a little bit of a sandy point that goes out there, and we're fishing mainly for whiting with the squirt worms, maybe a bream. So I think we should be casting out off this sandy point. We'll put a couple of rod holders in there. What our general strategy is today is we're just going to a few places on the shore around the lake where we can get out of the wind. It's just beautiful here. And we're going to toss out a rod each with some squirt worm on it and put them in a rod holder. And then while that worm bait is out there, we're just going to have some fun flicking some lures. So really we're doing 2 things at the same time. That's pretty good, eh?
Well, it gives you a double chance of catching different fish too.
Yeah, so I reckon, Jimbo, we'd put, maybe put one there and one there, and we're just going to fish out there. This is paradise here. Absolute paradise. You can see I've got a bit of squirt worm on my finger. Look, see how they're wriggling? And there's kind of just pieces of them. All you really need to do is cover your hook with worm. It doesn't matter if they break up. It's like putting on a beach worm. You thread the hook down the center of the worm, kind of down the middle of the tube. And also I'm using some, they're called a worm hook, but they're a thinner profile. They're a thin worm hook, and they're a bait keeper. So they have those little barbs on them to help hold the bait on. So I'm going to thread some pieces of worm onto this hook. Now I'm going to put the worms on the hook. That's actually the head of the worm, that part that he's wriggling around a bit. I'm just going to poke that in there like that. There's a bit of the sack still on him. You can see that worm there, and you've got to be really gentle when you put these worms on. So that's a section of worm that I've put on. You see a little bit broke off there. So I've put a section of worm on. I push it up the hook like that. Then I've got some more wriggling around on my finger. I'm just going to grab another piece like that. You can see that's the head of the worm there. And I'm going to feed him onto the hook. A little bit fiddly. Yeah, you've got to take your time with these. They're so fiddly. But they are really worth it because they're a great bait. So you can see there, that's what my bait looks like. I've got that lovely kind of worm on the hook there. When you cast out with a delicate bait like this, you have to be a little bit gentle with your cast, not really lay into it. You've kind of got to do like a medium strength cast, because you've got to get your bait out there, but you don't want to whip it so hard that the bait will fall off. I'm just going to put these ones back in the bait container. Oh, they're crawling all over my fingers. Okay, so Jimbo, where did you go? You're a little bit out to the left.
Oh, pretty well.
Okay, I might cast to the right.
If you look where that line's going.
Yeah, so you're kind of on a bit of an angle that way. I might come over this side and just cast in a different spot.
Well, let those squirt worms get to work.
Just going to come over this way a little bit. See, that went a fair way actually. I did put a little bit of oomph into it. And I'm just going to whack that in the rod holder. I'll just check that every 5 minutes or so, 5 or 10 minutes, or of course if I get a fish on, I'll pull it in. And while I'm waiting, I'm just going to flick a few lures. I'm going to start off with this little hard body. It's a stick bait, so you actually have to impart the action to the lure itself by giving it little flicks and jerks so it moves around like a wounded fish. So I'm going to have a go with that for a little while and just enjoy the beautiful location. I see a little bit better with my prescription sunglasses on. Now Jimbo's over there fishing. Have you got a fish?
No, it was just a bit of weed or something.
You got a bit of debris off the bottom. So I'll fish over here because he's over there. Go for a little wander. And if I catch something, I'll bring it into the shore over here where we can see. But you've got to be in it to win it. I think it's water might be a little bit clear and shallow here at the moment. Probably be better if I was casting into deeper water. Still, we will wait and see. My line went really slack, so we'll see if something has taken the bait or swum towards me. I'll just put this guy in there. Might have lost my bait. Yeah, there's nothing on the end, but we'll just see if we still got any bait. I've got about half a worm bait. Look, got a little bit of worm left on the end of the hook, but I want to fill that up a bit more, so I'll just grab a bit more worm and then put it back out again. This is very relaxing type fishing. You're just enjoying the day and just being patient, waiting for a bite. I'm going to walk out a little bit further. Just gaining a little bit of extra ground by walking out a little bit further and getting that up in the wind to help me cast. Yeah, that's pretty good out there. All right, Jim, can I grab your line?
Of course. Oh yeah, I saw it just move a bit then too, tiny bit.
Just see if there's anything on it.
Something's having a little bite maybe.
Just going to let that go slack. Just going to push that over a little bit. Get a bit of an angle on it. I'll just check your bait, mate. Just do up that drag a little bit. There's a weight on it. Oh, you got a fish, buddy.
Yeah, hey, nice.
This is your line, it's not mine.
Bring it in.
Oh, well, this is Jim's line, but he's not next to it. It's actually got a bit of weight in it, Jim.
Hopefully it'll be a whiting.
Look at it. It is
Nice.
pulling quite hard. Wow. Let's see what this is. Yeah, it's got some weight in it. I can tell that it's going to be a keeper, mate.
Looks like it's
Whoa.
shaking its head a bit. Could be a flatty.
Mate, this is pulling.
Little head shaker.
Oh, look at that. Is it a whiting? Because we know they love those squirt worms. They're a delicacy for whiting. It's a nice fish, I know that. I'm going to come back over this way. Try and bring him in over here. Getting close to shore. You know what, that is a big whiting, Jim. It's an absolute cracking whiting. Oh man.
What is it, a bream?
This is an absolute beast. I'm going to bring him up on the beach. Oh, oh. Now, is that a whiting or is that a whiting?
I like once they get to that size, the lips on them, they start to turn up. They're just amazing, aren't they?
Wow, that's the same as the one last night. This one is so thick, I'm just going to grab him underneath, see if he'll sit on my hand. Look at the size of that whiting. That's what you call a huge winter whiting. Now that is an absolute quality fish on those dicky-looking little squirt worms. You can catch fish like that. And that's your first cast, Jim?
Yeah.
Wow. Now that is going to be such a beautiful fish to eat. I don't know how many, I'm guessing, I'm looking at that whiting. That whiting is probably at least 45 centimetres long. You can see how big that thing is.
Swallowed the hook. They love those squirt worms,
And you
don't
know,
they?
mate,
It just goes to show.
Yeah, and you know, it's the middle of the day. Probably the best time, well, it's a nice time to be out in winter, at least you've got a bit of sunshine, but man, if we can get a few of these, what a great feed that will be.
And
Jimbo.
well worth getting cold for.
Oh yeah. You know, the thickness of that thing, this fish is probably 7 centimetres across in thickness. That is an absolute stonker.
It looks bigger once you hold it in your hands, doesn't it?
It's so huge. Look at that. Up past your elbow. You can see comparing it to the width of your arm, mate.
Well, you can't see my arm there, probably.
No, look at that. It's a cracker. That's what you call a blue nose whiting, a big winter blue nose whiting.
Yeah. You used to get those off the beach at Collaroy.
Wow. Yeah, cracker.
Beer batter for dinner.
Oh, man.
No, for me. Oh, Roger caught it.
Hey, Jim, we got to
Get one back out there.
we got to get that rebaited and straight back out. If that's first cast, that's epic. You know what Jim and I are experiencing this morning is not unique to this lake. It's the same right up and down the coast. I grew up in Narrabeen Lake in Sydney, and I know that in winter, using squirt worms in Narrabeen Lake was the absolute key. The guys who caught fish did that. I knew because I lived on the lake. We had a waterfront house, so I was always on the water. And guys who came down and put the time in to get squirt worms always got a great catch of whiting and also bream and luteric, like the worms as well. So anyway, this is just at the beginning of this session, so I don't want to talk too much, just got to go fishing.
Just trying to be careful there because those worms can just fall off the hook. If you put too much pressure and a whip into it, it'll be gone.
I should chuck a lure out there. That could be a jewie hitting a mullet or something. That was a very big splash. That's not a small fish.
Look, they're still going. Look at it.
See if you can get out that far.
I can't believe it's still doing it.
That could have been a really big tailor, Jim.
They're still going, Roger.
Still out there.
They're still doing it.
There's a really big fish that's crashing the surface of the water out here, but it's a little bit beyond casting distance. It could either be like a super big tailor or maybe even a mulloway that's crashing something on the surface, but obviously not small. But I don't think we can get out there with the winds kind of a bit side on. That's not far away. Bit of a bow in my line from the wind. We wouldn't mind if there was another fish on it though. I might have a fish, Jimbo. I've got some weight on the end of my line.
It's been on there the whole time.
It's probably. Yeah, I've definitely got something. It's either a fish or a stick. It hasn't kicked yet, but there's some weight in it, I tell you.
Wow.
If it's been sitting, oh look, it's a stick.
Yeah, I can see it.
Look at that. I didn't feel any kicks. Did you see that? Had a big stick on my line. Oh well. I was hoping it might have been a lazy fish, but it wasn't. But I've got no worm bait left, so I've got to rebait. Get it back out there. Getting a bite,
Ooh.
Jim? Yeah, that's definitely a bite. Yeah, it's a bite. Yep, something's going on. Yeah, there it goes. Something's going on there. Hopefully it's a big one and not a little one.
Still there. Oh. It's gone.
Nothing on there?
It was there. I gave it a little strike, but missed him.
Might have been just a small one.
There was a couple of little taps, but there's a few shells out there too. Well, it's a good sign. Definitely middle of winter, still fish around. Just amazing. I think I'm going to have to cast mine out in the similar direction to where you're casting, Jim. You're getting more bites out there. It wasn't that far out because I was trying to cast quite gently. I'm going to just change the direction of my rod holder to be a bit more in the same direction of where Jim is. Seems to be getting some good action out there. I'm going to go for a little bit of a wander along the shore with my other line. Jim, if this goes off while I'm gone, yeah, it's all yours, bro. Well, it's pretty calm on that corner near where the bird is out there. So I'm going to let Jim look after both of these worm baits. I'm going to go for a bit of a prospect along the shore. I'll yell out if I hook something. Now, it's really best when you're doing this type of fishing out in winter to fish as light as possible. So my leader from my hook to my swivel and sinker is only 6-pound line, which is pretty light. And then my main line, I've got 10-pound braid on a 2,500 size reel. And then I've actually got a leader tied to the braid, which is above my swivel, but my bottom part of my rig is only 6-pound. You see, I don't really have any bait left from that last cast. Some little things might have nicked it. So yeah, I reckon 6 pounds to go, because we're mainly targeting fish like bream and whiting with these worms, and they're not going to bite you off or cause any major trouble. You've just got to take your time landing them if you hook a big one. And the rod's pretty light. It's a 7'6", and it is 2 to 3 kilo line capacity, and a cast weight of 2 to 9 grams. So it's pretty light. So I'm just going to rebait. Hopefully I can find a couple more of those lovely big whiting. I've obviously had bites that have just knocked my bait off, just little bites. Some of these pieces are so small, it's a little bit of effort to get it on the hook. My plan was to potentially fish 2 or 3 different locations and just try a couple of different spots. So we've been fishing here for a little while. I've been tossing some lures. I haven't actually had a hit on the lure yet. Jim got that beautiful whiting. We've had a couple of other bites, so we're going to fish here for a little bit longer, and then we'll probably move to a different spot, I think. But in the meantime, while we're waiting for some more whiting, I'm going to keep fishing with the lures, and hopefully I catch something. I've noticed the water is super clear, but you know, you just got to be doing it. And the wind is really fluky. 1 minute it's blowing one way. So anyway, I'm going to go for another wander along the shore and see if I can hook something, and I'll give you a yell. Struth! Oh, that rod's bending. Look at that! Oh my goodness. Hopefully it's still on. That really pulled hard then. Yep, man, that, although it's probably not as big as the, I don't know, it's feeling like a bream actually. But he just bit hard. Don't know, just from what I can feel, I don't think it's big enough to keep. It's smallish. But I got a bite pretty quick. Yeah, I'm just going to lift him up. It's actually a tar wine. This is a tar wine. They look very similar to bream. They've got more of a rounded head on them. And they have their scales, they look like they have dark lines that run along the length of their body. They're actually really good to eat when they get a bit bigger, and the legal limit for tar wine's not that long. It's only 20 centimetres in New South Wales. This guy's obviously way short of that, so I'll just give him just a gentle release. Oh, I was hoping that was another one of those big whiting then. So we can watch him go. There you go, mate, you're going to have a little swim. Off he goes. Oh, well, that was pretty quick. I was just about to walk away with my other rod, so oh well, chuck it back out again. It's your little camo shrimp. Really good for flathead. They're a dark green and red, but they love them. I've caught many flathead on these. With a 1/8 ounce jig head. Well, we've enjoyed having a little fish here. We've given it a good go. So I think we've only caught a couple of fish, had a few bites. So I'm just going to try a different spot, which was my plan anyway. and certainly really enjoyable being out here. It'd be great to add to that big whiting. So I'm going to get back in the boat and go somewhere else. We've just pulled up on a sandbar, just jumping out of the boat. Going to have a flick along the edge of the channel, just see if there's anything sniffing around. Just going to walk out a little bit because it's pretty shallow here. And I want to get my bait kind of on the edge of the shallow and the deep. So I've got to go for a bit of a wander. I'm going to head out towards these poles. I can't cast that far with this tiny little sinker. Oh, it's getting deeper. Okay, we might give it a go here, eh? Because it's getting too deep. Not really deep out there, but see if there's anything there.
Tiny little soldier crab.
You can see. We've only been here 5 minutes, but the water is just so super clear. I can't see a single fish anywhere, and I just feel like we're casting into nothingness at the moment. So I don't like to waste my time if I don't think it's any good. So we're just going to move straight away. And I want to fish on the edge of one of the other sandbars. I might actually just momentarily fish out of the boat on the edge of a drop-off. Maybe there's some whiting there, but I don't like the look of it here. It's just too clear. Well, here we are. We've moved on to a different spot, and I'm just going to. I've still got a bit of worm on my hook from last time, and it's going to whack a little bit extra on. I've jumped out of the boat and just wading to the edge of the sandbar where it starts to drop off. If you were here in summertime, you just see whiting and mullet everywhere on the shallows, but in winter they seem to disappear into the deeper water. They don't really come up on the shallows. So we've been catching them in deeper water, much deeper water than usual. I hooked a massive whiting the other day, the biggest whiting I've ever seen in my life. I actually lost it when I went to net it, and I was fishing in water about 20 feet deep, and that whiting had to be half a metre long at least. It was so big. It looked like it was 10 or 11 centimetres thick through the whiting. I just would love to have caught it so that I could actually measure it, but unfortunately I lost it. Anyway, those things happen. All right, Jim, I'm going to stand next to you and do Harry High Pants.
It's all right. You know, hide the Harry High Pants with your shirt.
I'm going to walk out a little bit further, buddy.
Yeah, I wanted to, but
just a little bit.
I've already got my shorts up as high as they go and I'm already in the water.
Yeah.
I don't want to be teabagging.
Got to watch out for the landing gear. So clear here.
I'm thinking maybe put this in a rod holder and get the little soft plastic for flathead and go that way a little. Might give it 5 minutes.
We moved again, actually only had one cast in that other spot, still too clear, so I think definitely being able to cast into the deeper water at this time of the year is much better. And, you know, just like when I go fishing off the beach, I don't like to waste time. You test an area, you try it, and then move on. So that's what we're doing, is we're doing a little bit of testing, and hopefully we can locate where the fish are. That's what it's about. And it's never boring. So I'm going to flick out. I'm on the edge of some deep water here, so I think that's going to be better. I want to get out away from the shore and into the deeper. It's a bit tannin coloured at the moment after all the rain.
How still is it here right now?
You can hear every sound across the water. So still. Oh, I'm on.
Oh, nice.
I hooked a fish on the lure while I'm waiting for the whiting to do its thing. What have I got? Is it a little flathead? Doesn't, you know, I'm not quite sure. At least it's a bite, which is great. Actually feels a bit more brimy than a flathead, but let's see. Aha, maybe I'm being fooled. Maybe it's neither of those. What is it? It's not, here it comes. So this has taken the, no way. It's a whiting. I've got a whiting on the lure. Classic. I've got a worm bait out on my other rod. I've tossed this hard body out and I've got a whiting. Look at that. How big is he? That's the question. He's definitely big enough. He's actually whacked that hard body. Because you can see one of the trebles is in his mouth and one of the trebles is stuck in his fin. He's probably about 29, close to 30 centimetres. So this is the second whiting this week that I've actually hooked on this same lure. The other one I was saying, it's probably the biggest whiting I've ever seen in my life. I just wish I landed it. It was so big. I actually thought it was an undersized mulloway. That's how big this whiting was. I actually didn't think it was a whiting. And then when I saw it, I thought, oh my gosh, that's a whiting. Anyways, well, it's another fish for the bag. Number two keeping fish. So, wow, wasn't really expecting that. But I'm happy with it. I think I underestimated the size of this whiting. He's definitely more in the 30, just over 30 probably. I'll have to measure him. But still pretty happy to get him on that lure. Well, while my worm bait is out there, I'm going to have a couple more casts with that lure, seeing as I've got a whiting on it. We'll give it a go.
Is he going to take it?
Oh, you got him, I think.
Yep.
Yep, you got him. Beauty.
We'll see what he is. It's been probably another whiting. It's not fighting much, it's only little.
It's a fish. In the clear water. I can't see it yet. Where is it?
This is out further than you think.
All right.
It looks like it's coming up from just there, but it's the
angle of the dangle.
I think I had a slightly heavier sinker on than I maybe needed.
I still can't see whatever it is.
I can't see it at all yet either.
Oh, I can see it now. I think it is a whiting myself.
It looks, yeah, it's a whiting.
Oh yeah. It's another whiting. Woohoo!
So it's probably what those bites have been out there.
I'd say so.
Ooh. Come on, boy. It's not a bad size. Ooh.
They're lovely fish, aren't they? Oh yeah, look at that.
Look at that, it's a lovely whiting, that. There we go. Freezing cold winter, but 3 lovely whiting. That one's a beauty, is too. I'd say 35 centimetres at least. He's a beauty.
Yeah, he's pretty solid actually.
You can feel the strength in him, just
Wow,
holding him.
amazing.
I don't want to drop him, he's going to swim off real quick.
Yeah, don't do that, mate. Don't drop him. Of course, I've still got a line in the water. I've always got to have a line in the water.
One last cast.
Jim might have a fish, but anything can happen at any time. Don't let him go, mate. Oh, he's a ripper.
He's a beauty.
He's a nice one. Wow. He's bigger than the one that I got on the lure.
Yeah.
Well, you better put him in the keeper net. Hold on tight. Wow, awesome. If you'd like a free PDF download of some vital keys from today's session, hit the link in the corner or in the description below. Well guys, we've had a great session. It's been maybe a little quiet, but we've got 3 beautiful whiting. One of them's an absolute monster. I will measure it. Actually, I need to measure that whiting, Jim.
It'd be interesting.
Yeah, but believe it or not, we've caught 1 whiting on lure, the really big whiting on the squirt worms, and I had some beach worms left over, and Jim got the last whiting on a beach worm. So 3 different baits, technically,
Yeah.
for 3 whiting. But what do you reckon, mate?
Look, middle of winter, but this is a perfect day, and what a way to spend it.
Oh,
Love you, bro. Good
Thanks,
to be
mate.
here.
yeah, what do I say? Thanks, mate. Yeah, you make me emotional.
Oh.
Anyways, thank you so much for watching. It's great to have Jim here, spend some time together. Really, it's awesome. Hopefully we get to do a little bit more of it, a bit more fishing together, especially as we get,
Yeah, it's always a pleasure.
getting older. I want to spend quality time together. Anyway, we will see you guys very soon in a new video.